The Leap District down in the Lebanon area has announced that Meta is building a $10 billion data center. This development area, the Leap District, the Limitless Exploration Advanced Paced Research and Innovation District, is related to some initiatives over the last administration or two or three now to have a hard tech corridor along in Indiana, I think kind of between Lafayette and Bloomington, and this was kind of part of that. It is the 27th data center for Meta. It is going to have 13 total buildings, 4 million square feet on 1,500 acres, 10 data center buildings, a logistics building, warehouses, a networking building, administrative buildings. They are saying that there's going to be about 4,000 construction jobs at the peak of construction, and that's good, and that's helpful. But there's going to be 300 operational ongoing jobs, and that the first phase will be online in about a year and a half, late 2027 to early 2028. I don't have in front of me the full online time, but the reason that I bring this to you is, one, like, Indiana is not a big state. It's not a small state. It's, somewhere in between. And this district is right down the road from us. So it is of interest to us here in the Greater Lafayette area for just that sake. But it is also because the Leap District, as many of my viewers will know, especially if you live here in the Greater Lafayette area, had been very controversial because they wanted to sink what is called a bunch of radial wells here in the Lafayette area and run a pipeline down there for water, for cooling water, for all of these projects that were going on. And the local residents were like, no, you're not doing that, and actually got politicians behind them and managed to put a stop to it. So the water is not coming from our water table here in the Greater Lafayette area. Indeed, I believe it's coming from Eagle Creek. It's coming from one of the Indianapolis reservoirs and that area. It's going to be interesting to see how that goes, because it's going to take some water from, I think, other economically developed areas. And I think, I was going to say trust, it's a big word, that, there are good intentioned plans in place to how to deal with this, but plans in reality, what they wind up to be. But, economic development for Indiana, I think, is definitely is generally a good thing. But if you're wondering where the Leap District is, if you drive south on I-65, you will see what I have come to call a crane amusement park, and they are building the Eli Lilly section of the Leap District. It is absolutely huge. It is in that area. Here is a map. You can see I-65 right here. Here's Lebanon. This is the Lilly development that's ongoing right now. Like I said, it is absolutely huge. This is the entire district. I am not certain where the Meta package fits into this, but it is somewhere in this project area. So that's where it is, just, really a few miles south of us. So definitely curious to hear what you think about that in the comments. I mean, it is bringing technology to the area. It is bringing jobs to the area. And, we can talk about like number of jobs versus, size of the development. But the fact of the matter is technology gets better and better. It's going to take less and less people to do things. It's just the nature of advancement. I mean, we got from, the Romans to us. The Romans built some roads, and here we are. So, if there's one thing that we know, it's that progress does not stand still. And, you're watching me on your phone, on your TV, on your computer. I'm sitting here broadcasting to you. Maybe narrowcasting is the better word, from my office. Who would have imagined that 10 years ago, 20 years ago? Absolutely unbelievable. And it is things like these data centers that make that possible. And I know we can talk about data centers and AI data centers, but the reality is, those things are coming together, and you really kind of can't separate the two. And I'm not saying that to make any sort of statement about, about that. It's just inherent into kind of what we're doing here. So what do you think about that? Let me know in the comments below. Hit the like and subscribe button, because I'll be following up with updates as these projects move along. And I'm Geoff Gooch with the Russell Company, powered by App Properties. I'd love to be your local Greater Lafayette real estate resource of choice. If you're interested in home here in the Greater Lafayette area, reach out to me. All of my contact information is right here. Scan that QR code and it'll load up some info into your phone for you.